What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again. Kyle Larson wins at Homestead. What a event it was. Wow. This place absolutely needs to be the championship race. There was more excitement, passing, a little bit of drama, maybe even, just craziness than we've probably seen at every single Phoenix championship race combined. What a fantastic show, guys. Kyle Larson gets his second career win at Homestead. The guy would probably have over 5 different wins there if it wasn't the championship race for so long. You know how it is. They usually let the final 4 drivers race it out. Fantastic stuff. Make sure to pre-order the Race to Win diecast over there at Circle B Diecast. You could use the promo code if you'd like to save on shipping, because why wouldn't you? And you can check that out. It's going to be an awesome race with Diecast. He blew out, I think, the right rear tire in victory lane or on the front stretch. So there's probably going to be some good damage to it. Tap in. Pre-order that Diecast. That's going to be a very popular Kyle Larson race to win. I think there's some damage on the left door as well. So it's going to be more of the more special ones. We'll see if there's any confetti on that one as well. It's a Kyle Larson dub. You know what that means. We got to put our light in the background. That's the closest one to the HendrickCars.com blue. And let's talk Homestead. So I actually picked Kyle Larson to win. God's going to get the glory for that because, I don't deserve it. So Kyle Larson wins. That's fantastic. He was this close to having his own three-peat sweep of Homestead. And this might be his last time to ever be able to do it at Homestead. And here's why. If Homestead goes to the finale in 2026, which we're like 90% confirmed at this point it's going to. All the rumors I'm hearing, it's going to be the championship race in 26. That's why they have this race happening now, so they can do infrastructure renovations on the racetrack so it can be championship level. Very common practice for stadiums and events hosting big events. They like to renovate right before they get championship events. Same thing happened to Phoenix, right? So if they do so, and NASCAR does not adjust their rule book, Cup Series drivers, or, if you're a Cup Series driver and you're in the playoffs, you cannot compete in the Xfinity or Truck Series during their playoffs, which would be Phoenix, and nowadays, but in the future, potentially, it would be Homestead. So unless NASCAR waives that and removes that where Cup Series drivers can compete into the playoff races for the lower series, Kyle Larson might not be able to run another Homestead race in the lower events till they get rid of Homestead as the possible championship race. And one thing I would also look at is, if you look at Phoenix, they renovated it, 2018, 2019? They were currently structured in a contract with the racetracks. This is before NASCAR bought all the racetracks up pretty much. So I think Homestead's contract went up after 2019. So they couldn't have gave the finale to Phoenix in 2018 or 2019, I don't believe. My point is, look how many years Phoenix had the championship race. 5, 6, whatever, maybe 7 years, give or take. If Homestead does get it, and they keep it, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 years, because they're going to be putting a monetary investment in it, Kyle Larson might not be able to run another truck race or Xfinity race till 2030. Who knows? And by then, he might be out of his prime. He might still be in his prime. I have no idea. So enjoy what you just watched this weekend. Amazing stuff. I mean, Larson, he had to have a little bit of fortune there to win that one with Corey Heim having his engine issues. It was a great truck race, by the way. The Xfinity race, he did everything he possibly could have. And then, caution. Then he had a goofy restart, which it's happened to the best of them, and you just lose it. And the reason I was thinking about picking Larson is that I feel like he was going to be a little angry today, right? A little bit hungry. And I've seen this with Kyle Busch. When Kyle Busch gets PO'd, he drives better. I tell you what, you want an abrasive crew chief with a Kyle Busch back in his Joe Gibbs Racing days. Because when he was unhappy, he just drove better. I mean, he would have a horrible pit stop, and it would be the dumbest mistake ever. He would go to the back of the field, and he would just drive through everybody, right? A PO'd Kyle Busch drives better. I think Kyle Larson is the same way. And so close to getting that sweep. I think he's trying the Bristol sweep this year, so we'll see if that works. But, yeah, I do hope that they allow the... here's my thing. I understand they don't want it to take away from the championship in the lower series, but I do think it is really cool to see Cup drivers go for the sweep. When you have the elite of the elite drivers, I think it's fun to see. One little thing I'll add to that is they did waive the Dash for Cash rules in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where a Cup driver can compete for the Dash for Cash events. You know, the Richmonds or wherever they would have them. This year, Richmond doesn't have one, but you know what I'm trying to say. You can race in the event, you just can't compete to win the Dash for Cash event. So there's a chance they might waive that in the future, the playoff thing. Anyways, the next race is going to be Martinsville. I have no earthly idea what tire package they're bringing there. It could be a dumpster fire. It could be incredible. If it was up to me, let's take verbatim the exact same lineup we had at the Phoenix, the option tire, and let's run with it. Let's go crazy with it. See what happens with the option tire at Martinsville. Maybe it'll be a disaster. Maybe it'll be amazing. After that, oh boy. Darlington? So we're going to get throwback weekend. There's no truck race at the spring Darlington race, I don't think, unfortunately. So that's kind of a bummer. But we're going to get throwback weekend. And then Bristol. But Bristol's going to have 3 races. So in 2025, you're going to have 3 Bristol or 2-3 event Bristol weekends. It's crazy, man. So you got trucks, Xfinity, Cup. That's going to be great. I'm curious to see if maybe we'll see normal or the same tire wear we saw last year at the spring Bristol race, or is it going to be the normal, you know, Gen 7 short tracks, long green flag runs, minimal passing? That's yet to be determined. Make sure to comment down below what y'all thought about today's Homestead race. Fantastic racetrack. You could make a case it is the best racetrack in NASCAR. And the reason why is the closer you run to the fence, the faster you go. So it's the risk versus reward. Most racetracks, it's the shortest way around. Very simple. With Homestead, the closer you run to that wall, the faster you go. But if you overstep it, you're going to hit the wall, you're going to damage a race car, and it could be bad enough that you, well, are no longer competitive. I love Homestead. Please make it the championship race. How many amazing finishes in races do we need at Homestead for them to just put it there? I feel like they should have just bought out the contract with Phoenix and made Homestead the finale this year. I mean, if they can repave Daytona from summer 2010 and be ready for Daytona preseason testing in 2011, which was like mid-January, give or take, I'm pretty sure they could renovate Homestead within 6 months. I really do. I'm just keeping it real. If you can repave Daytona, you can pretty much do anything. Let's just be honest. That's a giant logistical nightmare to repave. That's all for now. Thank you all for watching the video again. Make sure to tap in, pre-order that Kyle Larson diecast. I feel like this is going to be one of the more popular ones. If he would have swept all 3 of the races, I'm like 99% sure they would have offered a 3-pack set of all the wins. That would have been a fantastic seller. They did so for Kyle Busch when he swept. Now, do I think they're going to offer that? No, because he didn't win all of them. I wouldn't be surprised, though, they do offer the truck and the Cup win as a 2-pack set. So we'll have to see if that's the case. But yeah, stay tuned for the pre-orders possibly that could come from this weekend with Kyle Larson stuff. Just a great race, man. And that 23 car, his paint scheme was absolutely amazing. I sincerely hope they make a 1/64 scale diecast of Bubba's car. That paint scheme was fire, yo. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet. Have a blessed one. Signing off.